好，新概念英语第二册 New Concept English 2。今天我学习的是第15课 Lesson 15。这一课的题目是 Good News， 佳音或是叫好消息。15可以是食物的谐音，如果食物是免费的，这个算不算是个好消息呢？Good news。 好，这里用个小的联想法将第15课和 Good news 连接起来。课文开始前先提出问题，这个问题是 What was the good news？ 这个好消息是什么？我的学习视频分为2个部分。第一个部分课文内容图像化，变成一个小动画。第二个部分是我的背诵内容，今天是1到15课的课文背诵。今天的学习换个小方式，先从课文中提取一个锚，这里的锚就是船上那个锚，叫标的物也可以。今天提取的是课文中的一句话 After I had sat down， 当我坐下之后。为什么选择这句话呢？这里面有2个理由。第一个理由，在上一期也就是第14课有句话 After I had left a small village in the south of France， 使用的句型是一样的，记住了上课的这句话，这句 After I had sat down 也就很好记了。第二个理由，我觉得这句可以作为这篇课文的一个承上启下的关键连接句。在 after 之前是3个场景：1. 老板找你； 2. 我很紧张； 3. 老板没抬头。after 之后紧接着老板讲了2句话，而且是分别用了 said 和 told me，以及围绕这个话题的反转情节。好，我们分开来看，先看 after 之前。第一，老板找你，这是秘书告诉我的。The secretary told me that Mr. Hemsworth would see me。好，第二个方面，我很紧张。I felt very nervous， 而且是在走向老板办公室的时候。When I went into his office。 第3个情景是老板没抬头。He did not look up from his desk。 而且是在我进去之后看到的，就是这个场景。When I entered。 好，这里面2、3分别有 when。 好，接着看 after 之后老板讲的那2句话。先是用 said， 老板说生意不景气， That business was very bad。 第2句话是 told me， 他说公司付不起这么庞大的资金， That the firm could not afford to pay such large salaries。 说了付不起庞大的资金以后，老板还补了一刀，20个人已经离开了， 20 people had already left。 老板，我本来就紧张，你这一刀补的，我心里第一个反应就是完了，轮到我了，这次死定了。 I knew that my turn had come。 这个时候我是小腿抽筋啊，心头发紧，嘴唇哆嗦，不自觉的我就弱弱的问 I said in a weak voice， 就想说点什么Mr. Hemsworth， 刚开头叫了老板，还没说话呢，就被老板制止 Don't interrupt。 老板让我不要打断他。课文的题目不是 Good News 吗？好消息吗？这个时候应该有一个神转折吧。 Then he smiled， 然后他微笑着 and told me I would receive an extra £1,000 a year。我每年可额外多拿1000英镑。 这个的确是好消息啊。老板，你这样来回折腾人真的好吗？我们还能不能愉快的玩耍了？不过看在你让我收入增加的份上，我就原谅你了。而且呢，最后一句他使用的句型和第一句是一样的，前后对应，并且呢，在最后回答了课文最开始的那个提问。好了，以上就是15课的小动画。下面是我1到15课的课文背诵内容。好，开始背诵第1课到第15课的内容。Lesson 1, a private conversation. Why did the writer complain to the people behind him? Last week, I went to the theater. I had a very good seat. The play was very interesting, but I did not enjoy it. A young man and a young woman were sitting behind me. They were talking loudly. I got very angry. I could not hear the actors. I turned around and looked at the man and the woman angrily. They did not pay any attention. In the end, I could not bear it. I turned around again. I can't hear a word, I said angrily. It's none of your business, the young man said rudely. This is a private conversation. Lesson 2, breakfast or lunch. Why was the writer's aunt surprised? It was Sunday. I never get up early on Sundays. I sometimes stay in bed until lunchtime. Last Sunday, I got up very late. I looked out of the window. It was dark outside. What a day, I thought. It's raining again. Just then the telephone rang. It was my Aunt Lucy. I've just arrived by train, she said. I'm coming to see you. But I'm still having breakfast, I said. What are you doing? She asked. I'm having breakfast, I repeated. Dear me, she said. Do you always get up so late? It's 1 o'clock. Lesson 3. Please send me a card. How many cards did the writer send? Postcards always spoil my holidays. Last summer, I went to Italy. I visited museums and sat in public gardens. A friendly waiter told me a few words of Italy. Then he lent me a book. I read a few lines, but I did not understand a word. Every day I thought about postcards. My holidays passed quickly, but I did not send cards to my friend. On the last day, I made a big decision. I got up early and bought 37 cards. I spent the whole day in my room, but I did not write a single card. Lesson 4. Next setting trip. Why is Tim finding this trip exciting? I have just received a letter from my brother Tim. He's in Australia. He has been there for 6 months. Tim is an engineer. He is working for a big firm, and he has already visited a great number of different places in Australia. He has just bought an Australian car and has gone to Alice Springs, a small town in the center of Australia. He will soon visit Darwin. From there, he will fly to Perth. My brother has never been abroad before, so he's finding this trip very exciting. Lesson 5. No wrong numbers. What does no wrong numbers mean? Mr. James Scott has a garage in Silbury, and now he has just bought another garage in Pinehurst. Pinehurst is only 5 miles from Silbury, but Miss Scott cannot get a telephone for his new garage, so he has just bought 12 pigeons. Yesterday, a pigeon carried the first message from Pinehurst to Silbury. The bird covered the distance in 3 minutes. Up to now, Mr. Scott has sent a great many requests for spare parts and other urgent messages from one garage to the other. In this way, he has begun his own private telephone service. Lesson 6. Percy Buttons. Who is Percy Buttons? I have just moved to a house in Bridge Street. Yesterday, a beggar knocked at my door. He asked me for a meal and a glass of beer. In return for this, the beggar stood on his head and sang songs. I gave him a meal. He ate the food and drank the beer. Then he put a piece of cheese in his pocket and went away. Later, a neighbor told me about him. Everybody knows him. His name is Percy Buttons. He calls at every house in the street once a month, and always asks for a meal and a glass of beer. Lesson 7. Too late. Did the detectives save the diamonds? The plane was late, and the detectives were waiting at the airport all morning. They were expecting a valuable parcel of diamonds from South Africa. A few hours earlier, someone had told the police that the thieves would try to steal the diamonds. When the plane arrived, some of the detectives were waiting inside the main building, while others were waiting on the airfield. 2 men took the parcel off the plane and carried it into the customs house, while 2 detectives were keeping guard at the door. 2 others opened the parcel. To their surprise, the precious parcel was full of stones and said, Lesson 8, the best and the worst. Why is John's garden the most beautiful one in the town? John Sanders had the most beautiful garden in our town. Nearly everybody enters for the nicest garden competition each year. But John wins every time. Bill Friend's garden is larger than John's. Bill works harder than John and grows more flowers and vegetables, but John's garden is more interesting. He has made neat paths and has built a wooden bridge over a pool. I like gardens too, but I do not like hard work. Every year I enter for the garden competition too, and I always win the little prize for the worst garden in the town. Lesson 9. A cold welcome. 冷遇. What does the cold welcome refer to? On Wednesday evening, we went to the town hall. It was the last day of the year, and a large crowd of people had gathered under the town hall clock. It would strike 12 in 20 minutes' time. 15 minutes passed, then at 5 to 12, the clock stopped. The big minute hand did not move. We waited and waited, but nothing happened. Suddenly, someone shouted, "It's 2 minutes past 12. The clock has stopped." I looked at my watch. It was true. The big clock refused to welcome the new year. At that moment, everybody began to laugh and sing. Lesson 10, 第10课. Not for jazz. What happened to the clavichord? We have an old musical instrument. It is called clavichord. It was made in Germany. In 1681. Our clavichord is kept in the living room. It has belonged to our family for a long time. The instrument was bought by my grandfather many years ago. Recently, it was damaged by a visitor. She tries to play jazz on it. He strung the keys too hard and 2 of strings were broken. My father was shocked. Now we are not allowed to touch it. It is being repaired by a friend of my father's. Lesson 11. One good turn deserves another. 问题是 who paid for Tony's dinner. I was having dinner at a restaurant when Tony still came in. Tony worked in a lawyer's office years ago. He's now working at a bank. He gets a good salary, but he always borrows money from his friends and never pays it back. Tony saw me and came and sat at the same table. He has never borrowed money from me. When he was eating, I asked him to lend me 20 pounds. To my surprise, he gave me the money immediately. I have never borrowed any money from you, Tony said. So now you can pay for my dinner. 好 ，Lesson 12. Goodbye and good luck. 问题是 Where is Captain Ellison going and how? Our neighbor, Captain Charles Ellison, will sail from Portsmouth tomorrow. We will meet him at the harbor early in the morning. He will be in his small boat, Topsail. Topsail is a famous little boat. He has sailed across the Atlantic many times. Captain Ellison will set out at 8 o'clock. So we will have plenty of time. We will see his boat and then we will say goodbye to him. He will be away for 2 months. We are very proud of him. He will take part in an important race across the Atlantic. Lesson 13. 13课 The Greenwood Boys. Why the place will have a difficult time. The Greenwood Boys are a group of pop singers. At present, they are visiting all parts of the country. He will be arriving here tomorrow. They will be coming by train, and most of the young men in the town were meeting them at the station. Tomorrow evening, they will sing at the Workers' Club. The Greenwood Boys were staying for 5 days, and during this time, they will give 5 performances. As usual, the place will have difficult time. They will be keeping guard. They will trying to keep in order. They will trying to keep order. It is always the same on these occasions. 好 ，Lesson 14 第14课。Lesson 14. Do you speak English? Did the young man speak English? I had an amusing experience last year after I had left a small village in the south of France. I drove on to the next town. On the way, a young man waved to me. I stopped and he asked me for a lift. As soon as he had get into the car, I said good morning to him in French, and he replied in the same language. Apart from a few words, I don't know any French at all. Neither of us spoke during the journey. I had nearly reached the town when the young man suddenly said, very slowly, "Do you speak English?" As I soon learned, he was English himself. 好，第15课 Lesson 5，今天学习的第15个 Lesson 5 Good News， 佳音，好消息。问题是 What was the good news? The secretary told me that Mr. Harmsworth would see me. I was very nervous when I went into his office. He did not look up. He did not look up when I entered. After I had sat down, he said that business was very bad. He told me that the firm could not afford to such large salaries. 20 people had already left. I knew that my turn had come. Mr. Harmsworth, I said in a weak voice, don't interrupt. He said. Then he smiled and told me I would receive an extra £1,000 a year. 哦，好，是第1课到15课内容就背诵到这里。好，我们下次见，拜拜。